Hi, Jim here, Mohawk Valley today. Thanks for joining us. You know, we moved here a few years ago and we got some property with the house, and that's another story. But we've grown, we want to get more connected to it and kind of understand what we have. So we're giving ourselves a challenge, and maybe you can join in. Our challenge is to every day, rain or shine, to get out up into the woods. And we're going to go take a look, wander about, learn a few things, and see what we can find. So come on along and join us. We'll see what we get. So here we go, climbing up the hill, and you can see this is the old trail out behind the house, and we're going to wander up, see what we find. You see we're still pretty close to the road. It's not very far away. Ooh, kind of stumble. But you can see up, the hill goes up, and we have some lovely pine trees here keeping the hill from sliding downhill. And just beyond that, which we'll wander up to once we get up there, is a lovely little maple grove that we're going to explore hopefully in a little bit. But moving on up. I believe we haven't gotten very far up the hill so far, but we found this lovely honeysuckle bush, which is can be quite a invasive plant, can grow prolifically, but it's lovely berries here. I'm sure the birds and the deer would just certainly love it. But we're about halfway up the hill, so we're going to keep going. So as we kind of walk around the trail, we get around the corner, which is a little bit slippy, but you can see how it opens up into a lovely forest up here. There's so much for us to learn and see. We're going to be checking out plants. That handy app telling us what each plant is, so we're going to see what we can find. Hopefully we'll take some pictures for you. All right, we'll be back. When we first started walking up here, we used to have to stop about 4 or 5 times our way up. Now I can walk up the hill without stopping and almost completely keep talking the whole time. But it's still a bit ways uphill. So part of this 30-day challenge is really to get out here and get some exercise and see what we can learn about our land. We're just taking a side quest, taking a side walk off of the main trail. We're going to end up over by the pines and the little maple grove that I was talking to you about. But just give you a bit of the hike through the forest. You can see the resident grapevine is quite prevalent here as well. And it goes all and kills trees and pulls them down, so we're going to have a lot of work to kind of slow that down and kind of put these things back in the ground where they belong. But we're going to keep going over this way. I stopped real quick, but there's a pretty good deer trail going this way and on back over there. And so quite a few around here for sure. Lovely in the forest. Maybe heading out. All right, so we're at the just at the top part of the rise above the trail, and here we are in the pines that I was telling you about on the trail. And I think these were planted on purpose. You can see them kind of in rows. And I think the main purpose of this bit of pine up here is to keep the hill down, keep it from sliding down the rest of the way into the valley and into the river below. But as I start getting over here a bit more to the right, this is where the maples are starting to come in and help fill in this area up here. It's a lovely maple grove starting just right on the right half of the screen there, and it kind of goes back, and all of those trees that you see here in the frame, majority of them are maple. There's a couple of black cherry over there and a few others, but lovely maple grove right here at the top of the hill. And those of you that saw anything with my social media earlier this year, I was experimenting with maple I'm going to be experimenting with how to get the maple sap off the top of the hill here this year. We'll see how that goes. But more on that. But just a lovely little grove up here. And over there's the drain that goes down next to the house. A little stream. But this is where we are. Right, so we're standing here at the edge of the stream, and you can see the grove of maples going offward into the distance and hugging both sides of the stream. And as we come down, you know, this stream is really handy. All this is kind of downhill going towards the north because we're on the south side of the valley. And so as this stream kind of goes down, I'm going to try to pan slowly. What's behind me is that pine grove I was telling you about. But this stream, which is lovely, peaceful, not much going on right now, is the main runoff for the hill up behind our property. And right about here is where it starts getting a little steep, and you can see that it kind of runs downhill, and that stream runs just you know, by the house a little bit, and so it can be a very nice sound to have a little stream down there. But what's real value here, what we believe, is like there's still maple trees like right here all along the side and even closer to the edge of the hill, and so we can run some tubes up here to get some sap and let gravity run the sap down the hill for us, and we'll start expanding our experiment with making maple syrup. So we think it's a pretty good opportunity to do that, and just a matter of getting a couple of lines run up that steep part of the hill over there. But we'll see how that goes. We're going to give it a try. But just a lovely little spot here. And in the autumn, after the leaves have fallen, you get a great view this way across the valley and beyond. So it's a really awesome spot up here. Oh, hey there. We've been walking for a little while following the trail up. One thing I didn't tell you earlier, like you know, our house sits at about 400 feet above sea level, but the property goes up behind the house to about a little over 1,100 feet. And if you can see the trail going off behind me, a lot of it is open, but we've only actually cleared a path to about halfway back on the property, so we got a ways to go yet, and it's still more uphill to discover yet. But we're looking forward to discover it, and hopefully this 30-day challenge of getting out into the woods, learning about the land and the plants that we have, helping us get more connected, we'll get the trail farther up the hill. All right, we made it back down off the mountain, so to speak, came down the trail. We did spend about a little over an hour up in the back of the property, so our day one challenge of getting out into the woods and learning about the land is taken care of, one day down. I think our goal that we're going to set for ourselves is to be able to identify and catalog some of the plants we find on our property so we can learn more about them, their uses, and just be better stewards of our land. So we're looking forward to the remainder of this challenge. If you like what you see, if you enjoy what we're doing, please give us a subscribe, a like button, and share us with your friends. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.